can you start out by just telling us a little bit about your business and what it is that you do?
Okay, so I own a very unusual practice. It's an integrated practice. So we kind of have special needs as far as the staff people. We consider our staff to be family. So we're very particular about who we hire because we want them to be with us long term. We also want one who fits our philosophy. We're very specific. We are very committed to being an AHA hospital, a fear-free friendly practice, and a cat-friendly practice. So making sure all of our employees follow and believe in our philosophy is so critical. So it's a little bit challenging to find people who believe the things we believe. We think outside the box. We're kind of very non-conventional. So we also do a lot of alternatives, whether it be acupuncture, chiropractic, Chinese herbs, homeopathy, and just kind of other tools in our toolbox in addition to the more conventional medicine, surgeries, dental. So it's a very broad spectrum, but also very open-minded. So it's really critical that we maintain our culture.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's wonderful, and I think what you do is wonderful and such a fun and different aspect of medicine that I feel like is a little bit underrated, and I feel like what you do is really special in what your clinic offers and provides. So I love what you do, and I love what your business stands for. So prior to working with us, what was your main concern whenever partnering with Beyond Just You?
So prior to joining Beyond Just You in our search, we had lost one of our full-time doctors during COVID. She elected to stay home. She had a growing family, so she made other choices. So we went from a very busy five-doctor practice to only four of us. So we struggled with that because, first of all, we knew that we needed to find the right fit for us. So we actually spent 2 years trying to find the right person. And I think what's important is the challenge for us is being busy. We couldn't really dedicate that time to doing a search appropriately. And more importantly, when we did find veterinarians, we reached out through the normal channels I think most clinics do. We had ads everywhere. We even went national. Sometimes the challenge is because we're looking for such a unique veterinarian candidate, even though we're willing to support and train, we just weren't finding the right person to fit who we were. So, and also not only that, but to have to compete with the corporations who come in. So, being a private practice owner, it was very challenging to be able to compete with the big dollars and also being able to find the right person to fit who we were. So I reached out to Beyond Just You. I was one of these persons who believed I'm not going to spend the money to find a vet, but it was the best decision I've made in the past 5 years.
Well, we love to hear that. It's always so fun to be able to work, and it is hard. It's hard in the what we're doing and what we're up against because I mean, there's not enough DVMs coming out of school to be able to fill all these roles that are open. So, I think it's great that you did do this and that we were able to have a really great partnership. So, in the end, what was the result of working with Beyond Just You?
So I think the biggest takeaway for me was that Beyond Just You, really, you guys took the time to learn who we were, to understand our philosophy, and did a really good job of knowing the right type of candidate for us. So just being able for you to go out there and seek the person that you think would be the good fit. And I found that when I would get a phone call from you or any of your other staff members, you would say, hey, this is the person I found. And really, I have to say that all of the candidates that we interviewed were right in line with what we were looking for. Whereas previously, when I was trying to do it by ourselves, we'd have to weed through all of the people who just were no fit. And so I really appreciate the dedication that Beyond Just You took to really learning who we were and what we needed and understanding the personalities of the people that would fit us best. So I think that was probably the best, one of the best rewards for us was that we all know it's a little challenge to find people who maybe come across in an interview differently than they actually do when they work for you. And I will say, since we were able to finally hire an associate veterinarian, she's a perfect fit for us. She's been working now for going on 2 months. We love her, clients love her, staff love her. So it really was shortening that time of getting someone to fit with us because she already fit before she came. So, so for that, it's like I'm eternally grateful that I didn't have to spin my wheels any more than I already had been doing for 2 years. And it did take several months, but I have to say it was well worth the investment of the time that I put in, which was by far less than the time I had been putting in. So I think overall it was just such a good success for us.
So would you say that Beyond Just You exceeded your expectation in any way?
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely think, and I think as a practice owner, we have a tendency to balk at the price tag when we see it. But when you equate that into reality, thinking about the loss of income that we had over 2 years from not having that producer, and we actually during that period had to stop seeing new clients. And so now, with this additional veterinarian, we're able to open up our doors again. We're able to accept new clients, and that has made everyone here much happier. So knowing that we can then now provide the services we want to provide to the people who want to seek our services. So that's just overall, I think, pays for itself. So I think the challenge for a person who's so into the nuts and bolts of cost and price is to realize that there's a lot of unseen cost that is affecting your business. So that spending what funds are needed to have Beyond Just You do a search for you by far pays for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you saying that, and we love what we do, and we love being able to help people as much as y'all love to help animals and people as well. So during the process, was there anything specifically, like any specific feature of our partnership that you valued the most out of the partnership?
I would have to say just the one-on-one focus for what we needed, and without having to come back to me several times to say, well, hey, how about this or this? So the in-depth interview in the beginning, and I think I felt like Beyond Just You took the time to get to know us and who we were. And I think that really saved a lot of time on the other end where I didn't have to devote much time to follow up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, overall, would you recommend Beyond Just You to any other business owner? And if so, why would you recommend us?
I do, and I have, and I do recommend you for anyone who struggles as I was in finding the right people for your organization, whether it's a technician or a veterinarian. And I do encourage anyone who is even thinking about it to really take this seriously. I would have to say this is my first and only experience with an organization like Beyond Just You, but I based upon the uh, information I get from other veterinarians, this is by far a much better experience than some of my colleagues have had with other organizations. And I think that dedication that Beyond Just You has to really finding that person and searching that person. There was a lot of comfort in knowing that you were coming into my marketplace and you weren't looking for a veterinarian for any other clinic in town, that you pretty much kept it that I was the only clinic you were searching for. So that gave me peace of mind to know that you found a good person. I'm the only one that you're going to send them to. So I think there's great value in that, and knowing that I'm not hiring someone who's competing against me for another position. So that's probably one of those kind of underlying things that you don't really realize how much you appreciate until you get into the weeds, and I know that I'm not competing with myself for someone.
Yeah, I mean, there's already so many other things to compete against, so it's like it's good that you're not competing against yourself. Absolutely. No, I completely agree, which is something that we take very seriously and something that we pride ourselves and have a lot of value in is really having that intimate experience and being able to have the great hands-on experience on both ends for our clients and for our candidates. That way we can find a match. I like to say that sometimes I feel like maybe I'm a matchmaker, just like a veterinarian matchmaker
That's
over
right.
here, or a fairy godmother, if you will. So
And you do a great job too. Great job.
thank you. I appreciate that. So is there anything else that you would like to add about your experience or anything that I didn't get to ask or anything that you would want to provide?
Not really. I mean, I have to
Okay.
say, in general, it was just such a wonderful, rewarding experience, and it has allowed me to focus on my job instead of focusing on trying to maintain staff. And so that is great peace of mind. So less stress on my part, and knowing that we're finding the right person without me having to do all of the work. And I think being able to delegate that with confidence to your organization is really very valuable. So I appreciate everything you guys have done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you. And Dr. Dodson, again, I just want to say thank you so much for talking with me today and congratulations on your new hire. I'm so glad that everything is going really well and that she's a really good fit. Because like I said, I think both of you are just wonderful and I'm so happy that you are successful and that this has been a successful partnership for both of us.
Well, thank you so much, Marissa. I appreciate everything you did. If you ever make it to Kansas City, we have great barbecue.